Hello again, viewer. This is Panashful, playing some more Call of Duty Black Ops, this time Domination on Summit. Summit's a great map. I think that's pretty much agreed upon. Actually, just yesterday is when I was watching the Call of the Community competition between YouTubers with pros, and that was really well done. I really enjoyed watching it. I actually haven't watched any of the Call of Duty events or MLG events, Halo, whatever. People have told me they were fun to watch, but I never really believed that I would find it that fun, which is weird because, I like watching commentary and stuff. Maybe I thought that what I liked was the big games or just the fact that they were pub matches. I don't know why. But I watched it today and I was really entertained. You got to see some really strong players and strong teams. There were a couple teams that clearly weren't trying that hard, and I was all right with that. It meant that those games weren't quite as interesting to watch, but the really close games, like, I felt were almost as good as like watching March Madness or something, and not the Woody's Gamertag commentator challenge, which was all right as well. But I mean actual March Madness, where in fact, I would have to say that the Call of the Community event felt a lot more like March Madness than Woody's Gamertags. Well, it's not his, was it? It was that other guy that apparently no one likes because he's a jerk. I don't know. I don't know the guy. But yeah, so that event was actually really fun to watch. It had Hutch and Fwiz were shoutcasting, and they did a really good job. They kept it entertaining. There were some really funny moments from them. And there was also some really cool moments from the players, where the players would just make plays. I think I didn't watch that long. I watched like an hour or something. But the play I remember it was Optic Big Timer. It was on this map, Summit. They played Summit for a lot of the maps, and I think the only other map they played was Firing Range. So two good maps, but it was a lot of the same maps, and I think I was a little tired of watching Summit after a while. So I don't know. Maybe that's something they could do a little different, but I mean, I'm nitpicking at that point because I really enjoyed it, and the point, or the clip that I saw, or the part that I remembered the most, I mean, is Optic Big Timer. He got, they're playing solo, or not solo, sorry, they're playing Domination 4v4, and like he cleared out the B area, capped the flag, and then, I don't know, he just went on this big tear, and it was like, I could actually see it as like an awesome play. And I wish I were as good as those guys. It made me want to go play the competitive playlist, and I went and played the competitive playlist, and really didn't have that much fun because it chose capture the flag like 6 times in a row, and I was playing solo, so I think if I'd had some teammates, capture the flag's all right, but by myself I wasn't really enjoying it. And like the people in the competition playlist, you'll find a couple people who belong there. I don't even really belong there. Like, there were a couple people just destroying me, but then a ton of the people in that game type were almost even worse than other game types. I feel like people were like trolling their teammates or something, just completely trying to sabotage games or something, and it was really not that fun. So competition playlist is not equal to the Call of the Community tournament. That's the lesson learned. Anyway, as you can see here, I've been using Ghost for a while in this game, and I can't really tell you why. It's been a little while, and it's not something I do very often. In fact, I mean, I think Ghost is a completely inferior perk for Domination, mostly because of the fixed spawns, or not fixed, semi-fixed, meaning that people generally will know which direction you're coming from, and Ghost will not provide a whole lot of a benefit. Whereas Flak Jacket will save you from nades, save you from claymores, save you from noob tubes, whatever, which you encounter a lot in Domination, also because of the fixed spawns. Just go play Modern Warfare 2 if you don't believe that, or Call of Duty 4. I remember playing Call of Duty 4, going back to it not the other day, it was like 2 months ago or something, because one of my friends wanted to. I was like, yeah, Call of Duty 4 was awesome. And so I was like, yeah, I'll play that. But We were playing domination and trip frags and the small maps in that game really frustrated me for domination. I feel like I was getting naded off spawn a lot, and people, I don't know, I just felt like you miss Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket is like Black Ops did something very, very right, and in fact, it may be one of the only things keeping me playing Black Ops instead of like going back to Modern Warfare 2. As a solo player, although I'm not really a solo player all that often, but it's so good for solo play, and I understand why MLG bans it, because like precision nades are such a big part of their game. But for playing solo, I think Flak Jacket's great. It means people can't just, if Modern Warfare 2 had Flak Jacket instead of Danger Close, I'd totally play that. People can be launching their tubes at B, and instead of, destroying my chances at taking it, it just means they've got one less person going for B themselves. Anyway, so I think, at this point I stopped using Ghost and the Silenced AUG, which are both kind of cheap. And although that sounds like I'm contradicting what I'm saying, Ghost is sorry, my apologies. Ghost is kind of cheap depending on how you use it, but the FAMAS is cheap no matter how you AUG. Sorry, I confused the AUG with the FAMAS because they have the same fire rate and damage. So, but the recoil is a little different. It's a little more difficult to use the AUG, I suppose. But still, it's a cheap gun if you ask me. I don't even use it very often. Not to sound elitist. I don't know. I just don't really like it. But I stopped using that. I use Flak Jacket, and it's kind of a turning point in this game. I mean, look at this point. We're down 50 points almost. And then I managed to defend B for a while, long enough for a teammate of mine to cap it. And I totally would have jumped on that flag, but I just didn't feel safe at that point, and I saw that my teammate was on it, so I defended the area while he capped it, and it worked out, so don't hate. And then I ended up getting the triple cap as well, so I think it was a very strong play. I wish I could have kept it going through that. I was upset at that point, I remember. But so yeah, I think Flak Jacket is the best perk in domination, and Ghost is not. But I know why people are annoyed by it. It's because people are using Ghost and hiding in, obscure parts of the map. So I mean, they're not really helping their team win, and that's even more reason to be mad at them. So I definitely understand the upset over Ghost, and even more so, or Team Deathmatch does not have as much of a reason to use Flak Jacket, and so Ghost is even more prevalent there and probably more useful there, and that just slows the game mode down. It's really frustrating. And so along those lines, I'll segue into a little topic of the removal of stopping power. And I don't think there's a definitive answer. By the way, on my screen here, it's like dropping frames a whole lot through this game, and I hope when I you have to process the video after you finish. I hope when I do that, that stops happening. I noticed it a couple times in my last video, but not as much as it was while I was watching it in the preview screen. So hopefully that clears up. I mean, I don't really know exactly what to do about it, or where the problem is. If it's a problem from I'm using Windows Live Movie Maker, or if it's a problem from the PVR, or like my Xbox is an old Xbox, maybe it messes up while I'm recording in theater. I don't even know. But I mean, best case scenario is that it just kind of goes away when I process the video, and I hope that's the case. Anyway, the removal of stopping power, because you hear a lot of different opinions on this, and I don't really think it's particularly cut and dry. Call of Duty 4 had stopping power, and it also had Juggernaut, and everyone complained about Juggernaut. Now, or after Modern Warfare 2, they had stopping power and no Juggernaut, and everyone complained that the removal of Juggernaut made stopping power more overpowered. And actually, no one really complained about stopping power that I remember. while Modern Warfare 2 was out. It was after Black Ops came out that everyone suddenly started saying, oh, well, stopping power used to be overpowered. Or maybe it was, yeah, it was probably when they announced that there would be no stopping power in their game. And, yeah, I was definitely on board with that as well. I was like, yeah, I know that'll create more perk diversity. And the problem is that I don't think it has. And I think I still stand by that initial reaction that a lot of us had, in that I feel that not having stopping power in the game could lead to more diversity, because it is a versatile perk. It works no matter what you're doing. But I don't think it has worked for Black Ops very well. And specifically, I'll just like to mention how it affected snipers, and that's that they built in stopping power to the snipers. So snipers basically get 2 of the power perk, tier 1 perks. And so they get stopping power for free and then whatever other perk you want. And that's not really fair, so that's why they added the whole sniper patches, and then that caused all kinds of problems. So this game's over. Score is 48-19. What is that? 7 caps, 9 defense. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a rating. Thank you. Bye.